Hey, what's going on, guys? Prepping for the Immortal 32 75-mile ruck starting this Saturday at 2:30 in the morning. It goes for about 27 to 30 hours straight. My understanding is there'll be a couple stops for coffee or snacks, bathroom, whatever. Maybe a quick change of socks, but other than that, it's pretty much straight through. A lot of you are probably wondering why, unless you understand some of the suffering. The why is kind of on its face to celebrate Texas Independence Day. So the Immortal 32 were the 32 men who were the only ones to answer the call when the guys at the Alamo basically said, hey, we need help, we need reinforcements. There were a couple fits and starts from the Texian army at the time, but they kind of all aborted mission for one reason or another. But these 32 men came from Gonzales and reinforced those at the Alamo. Ultimately were, as you know, killed and burned once the Mexican army took over the Alamo. But certainly something to be celebrated, that kind of honor, heroism, and courage. So that's what we're going to try to channel to kind of walk boldly and take the things that we have and we know and go a little bit deeper as a group. Looking forward to spending some quality fellowship time with Matt. And I can imagine this being some really grueling time of brotherhood to really find our bounds, find our limits, see what we're made of, make a choice, and push through. So I wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm packing. So I'm going to set this up here. Actually, just a quick kind of look over. You can see I'll be wearing this sweet little boonie hat, super ultra light, keep the sun out of my face. Have a towel just in case it is supposed to rain, but also for maybe like shower or hygiene toward the end of it. Get a few things in my system, especially BPN Go One More Sport, which is by far my favorite endurance supplement. Also stacked a few pieces of jerky in there, some chomps, and a couple Nalgene bottles. I'll fill one with the Go One More Sport and another one with some extra electrolytes, just the powder, and then I'll top it up with water when we stop. Got one of our new American Ruck patches. Really happy about how those turned out. Got some darn tough socks here. Gonna be wearing a knee brace and ankle brace just from some injuries that have precipitated that I'm just kind of managing right now. Got a neck gaiter as well. Not only does it keep the sun off your neck, but it's also really helpful if you need to pull it up, if it gets chilly overnight. Just a lot of good uses for a neck gaiter. I do have a water bladder here. It's one of the off-brand. I've found it to be pretty good. The only kind of mod that I had to do was a Nalgene cap versus the one that came out of the box, which is like, extra $5 or whatever, but it doesn't leak. I've had really good success with it. Also going to be pre-gaming with a little proactive mole foam padding. I've been playing around with this on some spots that are going to get hot, and for 75 miles, I think that does friggin' matter. Hike goo is awesome as well. Not only do you put like half a pack on each foot, but you can put some of the residual in the inside of your socks, right? Like, just to avoid any potential chafing. Long sleeve shirt underneath, top shirt, in the same way that two socks take some of that friction. Same thing works with your shirts, with the backpack, and any potential chafe or rub at the bottom of your small back, where the bag is hitting. Got some wool underwear, and some 10,000 tactical shorts. I think they're 7 inches. My favorite short of all time, easily. So I'm going to show you what's in the rest of the pack here. Probably do kind of a weight test in a bit. Got the pack. I'm rocking a GR1 in the front. Headlamp. Got a flashlight, tiny one just in case. I understand this weight's gonna pile up, so I'm just gonna keep things down. I think I have in here just a small Boker Subcom F, super useful. You can cut things. It's got a serrated knife, but it's super small, super lightweight. I got just a thin wallet here with some cash, a couple extra patches. That's pretty much it in the front section. And once we get in to the meat and potatoes, I try to keep everything pretty squared away. In this top pack, I just have a few extra things that I might need, as well as some change of clothes. So when we unzip this here, this little space container, have an extra ankle brace just in case that gets like super sweaty after 12 hours. I don't want to facilitate any more chafing. I have some additional kind of knee sleeves at 5 millimeters instead of 3, just in case some of the kind of osteoarthritis I have in one of my knees flares up. Got some grape smugglers, because why not? Just a couple extra shirts, and I have actually a backup water bladder in case that one was to break. But really, it's just a couple change of clothes, all super lightweight, so it doesn't like add a ton if you're wondering. Also have a dry bag. This is where I kept some of the stuff that I felt like could be more perishable if there was some kind of water damage. I got a couple different meat and veggie bars, a bunch of electrolyte packs, the Element, some dried fruit. Let's see what else is in here. Spinning seeds, because you gotta have those. Some jerky, some of these sport beans. I love these things. I don't know if you've ever had them, but they come from Jelly Belly, but like they're just quick energy, taste great. You get a caffeine hit when you're out there on the road. Some pistachios and other things like that. And then I believe I have some, backup socks in here. And actually I pre-powdered them, you can see. So I just popped some powder in there. Again, if you're changing socks and your feet are super sweaty, which mine tend to get, you want to make sure to dry that out without going too far. But that's just kind of a way to pregame it. Brought some sandals. I wish I had something a little lighter weight, but right now all I have is Chacos. So at the end of a ruck, it's gonna feel really nice to pull those off and pop these on. In this bottom section here, okay, this is where I'll have some of the kind of med kit and blister kit stuff. So I actually have the Go Ruck blister kit. Never actually used it. I got it as a gift. We'll see. Got some mole foam padding as well, just kind of some extra, and then some extra hike goo. Combat wipes, if you know, you know. Definitely gonna need those at some point. Some more hike goo, not really sure why I have that extra. And then just kind of like a small med kit. So just a few patches, Band-Aids, alcohol swabs, and polysporin. That's it. In the top section here, pull that out. Got some extra powder just in case you need to toss that somewhere. And then just a couple hygiene things, like some antiseptic spray, like a small thing of deodorant, as well as some foot glide, which I kind of use as body glide. Just put kind of different sections where you feel like chafing would potentially happen. The only other thing that I packed up is in the back here. I folded up a rain jacket and stuffed that in the back section. And I think there may be, oh yeah, this is where I'm gonna pop that extra towel, just in case we would need it. But again, I'm trying to stay as lightweight as possible, but still this is probably gonna end up being around 20 or 25 pounds. I know Matt, my buddy who's doing this with me, he already kind of put his load out and then weighed it with 3 liters of water in the water bladder, and it was about 25 pounds. So I know that that's what we're gonna be at. I'm not the kind of hero that's ready to do 25 pounds of gear plus a 30-pound ruck plate for 75 miles. So you'll have to forgive me for that. But overall, just trying to be very realistic, hopefully not injurious. We're trying to be smart about this. I think it's fun, it's meaningful to test our bodies, and like I said, get some really good time of fellowship. But I'm really curious about what happens here and the mental battles and the mental walls. The only other time in my life when I've really hit a wall was on a triathlon Olympic relay. We were doing, I think it was a 1.5 mile open water swim. And for the first like half mile to 3/4 of a mile, I couldn't catch my breath. I was wearing a cutoff wetsuit, and I was losing a ton of heat from the armpits. Almost everybody else had the full long sleeve gear on. So in the middle of the lake, without having caught my breath, I was starting to have a panic attack. And it was one of those moments where I just wanted to quit. Your brain starts to convince you that you're gonna die. And it becomes this like alter reality where, I don't know, for me, I wanted to get out of that situation as fast as possible. But I felt like because I had the guys on the beach waiting for me for that next stint, so it was going to be the bike after the swim and then ultimately the run, and I just couldn't bear the thought, even while I was having that attack, I was thinking about them. I couldn't bear the thought of like quitting and then those guys having driven up and trained for nothing. So I pushed through, ended up finishing, kind of catching my breath and able to finish that 1.5 mile open water, freaking cold swim. But that's where I hit that wall, and I know I'm gonna hit it again. So whether it's mile 30, mile 40, mile 60, it's gonna get dark, it's gonna get grim, but I know that, you know, barring any kind of injury, that this too shall pass. And so I'm looking forward to feeling that, reporting back, and hopefully found some of this useful. I'll probably post a final picture of just kind of the full loadout and then one for Matt's as well. We find this gear to be useful. I am not sponsored in any way by any of this gear, but this is just my favorite, my go-to right now. And it's taken me maybe 3 to 4 years to really get dialed in. So we'll be reporting kind of day of while we're doing the ruck, and of course afterward, but continue to light the way, guys. Thanks for tuning in.